I've got to go away. Bet it's cold out there. This evening has been so very nice. I touch your hands, the cold as ice. It's cold outside, yo. What happened to the summertime, man? Summertime. What happened to it, man? Summertime. I'm thinking I might have to make a journey, man. I might have to go leaving on a jet plane. Don't know when I'll be back again. All the way to somewhere that's warm. Dang on it. I'm up here in Ohio where it's starting to get cold, man. Dang on Jack Frost just jumped me. How am I gonna get jumped by Jack Frost, man? I don't like it, man. Go to my truck, just trying to run a couple errands. Next you know, Jack Frost all over me. I'm like, get off me, man. Get off me. Play too much, punk. Anyway, what's going on? It's Saturday, and even though it's cold, at least it's Saturday. That's how I look at it. At least it's Saturday. At least it's another day above ground. The alternative is worse. It's probably colder under the ground than it is on top. So I'm gonna go ahead and have to go with on top and just deal with the cold. And because I'm a hardcore cat, I can deal with it, okay? I mean, it's funny how you get older and you look at things that you used to just have fun doing in certain things, and now you're like, I can't even believe I used to play in this stuff when I was little. It was never too cold to go outside. That baby, I don't think you should go out there now. The weatherman said that everybody should stay inside. It's 17,000 below. I don't care, Mama. I want to go play some football. Loved it. And never complained. But then you get older, you're like, man, I ain't going out there in this mess. But anyway, when it starts snowing, that's when the fun begins, because I get to get the man Jeep out. See, that's when you start looking for excuses to go and play in the snow as a grown man, but you can't say that, so you got to come up with stuff. You just calling random friends up like, hey, what's up, Clint? What you doing, man? You need to go to the grocery store? No, man, it's 18 inches of snow outside. Yeah, I know. I was thinking that maybe you might need to go to the store, and I'll come get you. I'll come get you if you need. No, I'm okay. No, really, it's on me, man. I'm going to risk my life to come get you. Really, I just want to get out in the snow and play around. So anyway, it's coming, and ain't nothing we can do to stop it. Not even false accusations and threats of climate change. I guarantee the winter will be coming again this year. So now, welcome to the show. It's Saturday. And we are back. Because I missed yesterday. I actually went to a football game. My buddy Clinton, who I just mentioned, his son got about two or three touchdowns, maybe 2 or 3 touchdowns. He's getting it in, man. He's getting it in, and I'm appreciating it. But like I mentioned, the weather's dropping, so this might. Don't tell him, and don't tell his family, and don't tell Clint. But it might be the last game that I make it to. So we'll see. All right, now. Let's get into some things tonight, but before we do that, first things first, that's the number right here on the screen. Please, if you dial 330-974-4607 and putting that MAGA into it, then I'll get a message from you and I'll reply saying that you're in Cavs Corner. So this way I can keep you posted on some things, especially if the man tries to unexist me. See, now that right there is a problem because I got into a squabble on the internets the other night after I had got done complaining to you all about what was going on in regards to my YouTube channel. And you would be amazed at the excuses that these people were giving me why my channel is not growing. Why I can't crack, let me see how many am I sitting at? I don't even want to tell y'all this. I uploaded 2 new standalone videos. 2 new standalone videos that weren't even that long. Wasn't even that long, and sure enough, I'm struggling to crack. Let me see. I'm gonna tell y'all the number. Let's see where we at now. Oh, look at this. So I uploaded a video for 6 minutes and 44 seconds, and another one 5 minutes and 29 seconds. Hilarious videos based off of our live stream where I was joking like a preacher and talking about illegal immigration. So now that was 22 hours ago. Guess how many views I got on the first one, y'all? Y'all ready for this? 1.2 thousand. Ooh, I'm doing stuff. And then on the other one, 1,000. Just 1,000 views. And then let's see how many subscribers I have. Let me go to my channel. Let's see. So now, remember, this is 1.2 thousand. Okay. And I got how many subscribers? Let me check. I want to make sure I know how many I got. All right. My channel. Okay. All right. So I got 186,000 subscribers. 186,000 subscribers. And out of all of those subscribers, even though the person chatting with me, or should I say lying to me, even though the person lying to me was like, our systems are working perfectly. I said, so what is the percentage of notifications that you send out? They try to blame y'all. First of all, there's like, all right, first of all, the people, not everybody has hit the notification button and put it on all. So she gave me the percentage, and it was, I think, like 18% of the people had already put their notification button. So I'm like, okay, 18%. I said, what's the percentage of notifications did you send out? 10%. So I said, that would be like 18,000 notifications that went out. Yes. I said, then, if that's the case, you're telling me out of 18,000 notifications that went out, you're telling me that I can't crack 2,000 views on two videos that are not even over 7 minutes, but yet my live streams will hit 3,000, 4,000, sometimes 5, 6, and I'm sitting there saying, so what is the rationale for that? What could account for that? Well, sometimes people lose interest, and then sometimes people don't want to watch the whole video. I said, there's 6 minutes. They will watch me for 2 hours, but won't watch me for 6 minutes. Are you kidding me? Well, and then, how about this? Here's the excuse. I was up to 211,000 subscribers, and I went all the way down to 186 and been there for 3 years now. 3 years. And you know what they tried to tell Kev? Because they think I'm a dumb liberal. They tried to tell me, well, sometimes people unsubscribe based on interest. And I had to stop the young lady right there. Stop. Now you're trying to feed me doodle. I said, let me tell you something. In my whole time being on YouTube, I've never consciously made an effort to unsubscribe somebody except for one channel. One channel. Every other channel I've ever subscribed to, I'm still subscribed to. Nobody takes time out to go and clean up their YouTube subscription list unless there's a channel that's ticking you off. Other than that, you just ignore them. You just, watch videos when they pop up, but you don't go and unsubscribe. But that's what she wanted me to think. And I had to tell her, I said, okay, so even if that's the case, you're telling me 23,000 people conscious. Sometimes we have to clean up our channel. And then I said, so if you got 23,000 fake accounts, that's a problem internally. I was destroying her, killing her. Somebody said I'm buffering already. Well, we're going to handle this. Yeah. We're going to take care of all of that mess right now. Ain't going to be no buffering tonight. See, I done switched it up. Let me see something here. All right, wait till that clear up for a second. Somebody said, Buff Daddy. I'm working on it. Let me know when that clears up. I'm on the Wi-Fi now. Okay. I'm on the Wi-Fi. I'm good now. See? I turned on the Wi-Fi. So anyway, as I was saying, they've been jiving me when it comes down to my channel, my subscribers, all of that stuff. There's no way those two videos should only be sitting at 1.7 and 1,000 views out of 18,000. Well, apparently 18,000 notifications went out. Unreal, man. So anyway, I didn't mean to go off into that rant. However, I say that because guess what, y'all? I'm restarting the 30-day, what am I calling it? The 30-day fundraiser. There it is. Started again. So I put the new link below this video. Y'all really helped me out last month, and it made me feel a little bit better about having to deal with these obstacles when it comes down to my channel. So I put the link right below the video. If you want to be the first person that jump on board for this month's fundraiser, please do so. All right. Now, with no further ado, let's get into this because we should have a little fun tonight. It's Saturday. Why not? Let's not jump into some of the more heavier topics. I'll save that for Monday. Okay, might as well kick it a little bit, let down your hair, relax, kick your shoes off, lay back in your lazy boy. Turn Kevin from Kevin's Corner up on full blast on your big screen. You know what I mean? And let's go ahead and get into this. But first, you know what I got to do, man. I rock the planet, mad as I am. YouTube. Real gold love. Real gorilla. Real gorilla. There's some kings in the building. Gorillas in here. Gorilla in here. Gorillas in here. Gorillas in here. All right, y'all. So it is some gorillas in here. So, ladies and gentlemen, aside from me fussing about YouTube, I'm gonna get my revenge on them somehow. But right now, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to start something new. Welcome to the first episode of God Don't Like Ugly. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. These are situations where people come out and mock God, and suddenly bad things happen to them to show that God doesn't like ugly. See, now, this is a funny episode right here for the most part. But I'm showing this not because I'm sitting there hoping bad things happen to people, not because I think I'm super spiritual and deep and better than everybody else, not because I assume everybody who watches my show is a Christian. I'm showing these clips because these are people that either aggressively mocked God or claim to be Christians and are false prophets. And then funny things happen to them. Now I'm wondering if these people are realizing that maybe God doesn't like ugly. Or do they interpret these things as something else? Because see, my philosophy is this. Even if you are a backslidden Christian, even if you're a Christian that got your own personal raggedy lifestyle and issues, what you don't do is go out there and mock God and get out there and make up scriptures. See, there's a lot that God will have grace and tolerance concerning. But when you start saying, guess what I am? I'm Bishop so-and-so, I'm preacher so-and-so, and then you purposely insert a false doctrine, it might not end up good for you. Yeah, man. So let's see who the first candidate is that's going to be participating in tonight's first episode of God Doesn't Like Ugly.
I'm going to show you 5 clips of people who mocked God's holy name and felt his wrath and judgment shortly after. Brandon Robertson is a gay activist for the LGBTQ community and self-proclaimed pastor and minister of God's word. But
now see, right off grip. Let me. See, you got to put. Let me get something straight, okay? When you come out and declare, I am a whatever. If your whatever you're proclaiming to be is totally contradictory of the Bible, then you're a false prophet. That's like saying I'm I'm a fornication activist, and I'm an abortion activist, and I'm a pastor. Those are conflicts. You can't do that. I'm a murderer advocate. I'm a lying advocate. Any of those things, and see, so it's not. Don't get me wrong. See, some people say, "Well, you're just focusing on homosexuality." If you're a Christian, you recognize sin is sin. Yeah, I mean, there's going to be a lot of folks who might say, "Well, you know what? That person's worse than me." But at the end of the day, sin is sin. But when you step out and say, "I'm a pastor," and I'm also a promoter of something that you know clearly conflicts with the scriptures, then you're a false prophet. So now this guy is going to try to appeal to all of the people out there that want to kind of have a warm and fuzzy, sense of morality, but they don't want to commit to the hardcore part of religion, hardcore part of Christianity, where you got to make some sacrifices. So this guy is attempting to blend in some of the things that people enjoy and some of the current issues of today, and probably because that person struggles with these issues and don't want to have to be confronted with it, they want to try to make it seem as if God approves of these issues. See, if you got the can't help it and you can't get over it, the worst thing you can do is say, well, maybe it's not me. It has to be God. Maybe I've been misinterpreting some scriptures and God really does support this. I mean, I couldn't be struggling with this all these years and can't get over it if God, well, you know what, maybe God's okay with it. And then you start finding things in your head and misinterpreting stuff and trying to put God's stamp of approval on it. So let's see what this guy's preaching to all of his people that's sitting in this congregation. And then let's see what happens to him.
But is blatantly a false teacher and a heretic.
The same Spirit that gives life to all people is the same Spirit revealed in Jesus Christ, and is the same Spirit that was at work through Siddhartha Gautama the Buddha, and is the same Spirit that inspired Prophet Muhammad.
That Jesus helped his friend come out.
Now, I don't know what kind of spirit you talking about, man. You got a spirit somewhere on you, but that ain't the same spirit that was in Jesus Christ. So now he's talking about all kind of spirits that's in Buddha, Muhammad, and was in and all of these other, So let's see how these spirits help him out.
John chapter 11, verse 43, Jesus called out in a loud voice saying, Lazarus, come out. You see, Lazarus was locked up in a cold, dark tomb, wrapped in burial cloths, left for dead. That's exactly what so many Christians and so many churches do to LGBT people.
Oh, there it is. There it is. Let me slide in the last days as a false prophet and teacher. So y'all hear that? He started off with a scripture that we all know and love. Lazarus, come out. And then what does he do? He slide in some, and this is what Christians do to the LGBTQ people. Well, now, if you're a good church, you're telling anybody in your church that struggles with any sin to come out from amongst that sin. But now this guy is blaming the Christians for holding the LGBTQ population down. Not to mention, he's not saying come out from the sin that you're in. He's saying come out and just express to everybody, here I am, hear me roar. This is what he's saying. See, so now apply that to every Christian in the church. I'm coming out as a liar, proud liar, everybody. I'm a proud fornicator. I'm a proud cheater. I'm a proud murderer. And I'm a proud... That's not the coming out that the Bible's talking about. But this guy wants it to mean that. And, oh, he might get it.
Wrap us up and bind us up and tell us that we need to keep our identity, our true self locked away. But Jesus, upon seeing Lazarus in this state, he says, Lazarus, come out.
Now, I'm sensing two attacks on the modern day church. On one end, you got folks that obviously aren't Christians, and they're attacking Christians for believing certain things are not okay with God. Things that apply to their lifestyle. So now all of a sudden you got the aggressive, folks out there saying, you know what? You Christians are always talking about abortion. You Christians is always talking about homosexuality and this and this and that. And then you got the inside job, like what's going on here in America right about now. See, we can properly assess the outside folks that's attacking you. But then you got the inside job where they're trying to unravel you from the inside. So this guy right now is an inside job hit piece right here, trying to affect the Christian population from the inside out. Claiming, hey, I'm a Christian too. So now here he is saying Lazarus, came out, and I guess what is he trying to say? Lazarus was what? So here we go.
Step into the light. Take off the cloth. Be who you are. Come alive. I believe that this is what Jesus is speaking to every LGBT.
Let me back away from the screen. I don't want any lightning to strike. I mean, this guy right here said, I believe this is what Jesus is saying.
Come out of the tomb of shame. Take off the chains that have bound you up. Step into the glory of who God made you to be, fearfully and wonderfully made, just as you are.
If you thought this was bad, it gets worse.
Did you know that there's a part of the Gospel of Mark where Jesus uses a racial slur? Jesus repents of his racism and extends healing to this woman's daughter.
The future of the church and of our world is truly in the hands of what Martin Luther King Jr. called.
First of all, why does that man have howdy-doody ears? Why is he sitting up there with those big satellites on the side of his head? I probably suggest that he might be hearing from Satan. Satan, is that you? And are you speaking? You gave me these big fat satellites so I can hear your voice. So now here's howdy-doody up here preaching a false sermon. And let's see what happens.
The creatively maladjusted. Maybe minorities, sexual and gender.
I can't get over these ears. That man looks like at any second he can fly away. I'll fly away. Why is he looking like Dumbo? A skinny version of Dumbo. Yeah. Why is he up there looking like a bat? Why is he up here looking like he could cover his eyes with his ears? Why is that? I don't understand why those ears are so big. You know? I mean, why is it that I feel I can snatch one of them off and play some frisbee with them? Huh? That's how big those ears are. Hello? Can you hear me? Why is it that I feel I could take a trampoline inside one of his ears and jump on it as high as I can go and do a backflip, a layout, and my feet won't even touch the top of his ears? That's how big those ears are. I'm sorry. I oftentimes get distracted by funny features like somebody who has extremely large ears, like Howdy Doody right here.
Minorities have something to teach the church about dying to self, about new life, about...
Oh, whoa. Oh, shoot. Oh. Now you hear them? You know they trying to go ahead and pretend that was normal. Preach. Oh shoot, honey, get your purse, get the keys, let's get out of here. But see what's funny about this, man? How did this guy get people in the church in the first place? I mean, it's amazing that there's people sitting there listening to this dude at the church. But there he is, man. And he don't, now he's concerned. Look at his reaction. Look at his reaction. Uh-huh. Right in the middle of preaching a false sermon. Here we go. Let's see what Howdy Doody says here, because he in the middle of, preaching. Let's see what he... All right, here we go, Howdy. Finish your sermon, Howdy.
About new life, about...
Look. Yeah. He feels it. Oh, shoot. Evil elf. Look.
That is not a sign of God's judgment, okay?
See? Didn't learn from a lesson. Didn't learn his lesson. Mm-hmm. Now, I don't know about you, but first of all, you gotta know that you're a false teacher when you're out there teaching this stuff right there. I mean, I highly doubt that this man really believes that the Bible supports what he's preaching. So when something like that happens, you're telling me that you don't for 1 second say, uh-oh, is this it? Oh, shoot. Yeah, I'm gonna laugh this off and try to lie to my folks and say, no, this ain't got nothing to do with God's judgment. Okay. But God doesn't like ugly. Let's see who our next contestant is.
Look what happens to secular comedian Heather McDonald when she mocks Jesus publicly.
I don't brag, I don't care, but I want you to know, double vaxxed, booster, flu shot, and I have the shingle shot too.
Yeah.
Traveled, never got COVID, clearly Jesus loves me the most.
Yes, Jesus loves me.
So nice.
Yes, Jesus, uh-oh. Oh, well, boy, and the Bible tells me so. Let's see this again.
Never got COVID. Clearly, Jesus loves me the most. Seriously.
Clearly. There you go.
So nice.
Weeble wobble. And they don't. Maybe they do. Maybe they do fall down. Weeble wobble, and they do fall down. And you hear that loud thump. That was her head bouncing off the ground right there. Uh-huh. Now, you think she learned her lesson? Uh-huh. Maybe God doesn't like ugly. Let's see
He
how
did
she
suffer
responds.
a skull fracture, but was deemed okay and shortly released from hospital after.
Oh.
And I feel like if Jesus flipped you over, he would have given you a softer landing. He wouldn't have been
I
that
know,
mad at you.
it's not Jesus, you guys. Jesus
See?
thinks I'm a hoot.
Jesus thinks she's a hoot. There you go. You think maybe, just maybe, she might be like, that might have been the wrong approach, especially considering how they were attacking so many people for not getting that. Okay, see, these folks right here, you would pray that maybe they might learn a lesson from this. Who knows? And then you get another one. Let's see if God doesn't like ugly concerning this next guy.
Bruce Spencer calls himself a pastor, but distorts the view of God and his divine word.
Today, Holy Mother God, for you are more than any single description of gender or personality or role. Why are all those contradictions in the Bible? Well, because it was written down by people over a period of about 1,500 years.
Okay, and now see, this is what I don't understand. Why preach? Why become a pastor if you don't believe in the scriptures? Why do that? If you're a Christian and you're struggling, just be quiet. Just be quiet. Don't be getting up there, just making up scriptures like this guy's doing. If you don't, that's like me. I don't believe in Islam. I'm not going to be up there at the, the dang on Church of Islam preach it. I don't believe in Hinduism. I'm not going to become a Hindu spokesman or whatever. I'm not going to do it. Okay. But these people are like, well, I'm a Christian, but I don't believe in Christianity. I don't believe in the Bible. I don't believe that it was real. I don't believe God. Listen to this stuff, man. I mean, just how about you go do something else? Get another career.
So given that, people are going to have different kinds of things. And I am one who does not believe it was dictated by God.
I am one that do not believe the Bible was dictated by God. Now, why wouldn't he want to believe that? Because if you believe that God dictated the Bible, then you got to contend with the scriptures. You can't be bending them and contorting them like he's doing. You can't do that, see? So it's easier to just say, well, I don't believe God wrote it anyway. Now I can discredit it and mold it to fit whatever I want it to fit. So let's see if God doesn't like ugly.
Parishioners in Spencer are just devastated after they were forced to watch their historic church burn and then collapse into ashes.
Wow.
Investigators believe the fire started in the steeple after it was struck by lightning.
Logan Paul,
That's a tough pill to swallow. Tough pill to swallow. Now, I wonder what he's going to do. I wonder if he got the point right there. That's what I'm concerned about. I'm like, did you get the point? And see, once again, like I said, these are people who have aggressively either mocked God or claim to be preachers and are preaching the opposite. These ain't just struggling Christians with their own problems. So this ain't coming from a spirit of, I think I'm better than you. This is coming from, these folks are malicious in their approach towards Christianity or towards God. That's where it's coming from. It ain't one of those, hey man, I'm a sinner like you, bro. It's, I'm going to distort the word of God and then influence a lot of people to follow this false doctrine. And that's a problem.
Prominent YouTuber, ridicules his Christian friends' beliefs and mocks the holy name of Jesus Christ. Logan Paul admits that the following weeks were absolutely terrible.
Because I'll be honest with you, bro, Jesus Christ, you have to be very careful when you mock people's religions.
Now, see, here it is. But this guy right here learned a lesson. He learned a lesson right here. Check this out.
I made some pretty out of line comments to George about George's beliefs. And I said, I'm not going to say what I said. I'm not even going there again because I'll tell you why. The following 3 weeks have been the hardest period of my life. We started off in Qatar. I got violent food poisoning.
This is a nightmare.
Yeah. He don't look good. He don't look good.
Good night in Qatar.
Fetal position. That's the
Camera
tap out.
taken away at the airport. We were invited by Qatar. We landed Qatar. Camera stripped from us. We get to my hotel. It's just little things here and there. Things are showing up. We misscheduled.
Stuff like
next
that.
day got alcohol poisoning. Our luggage was delayed, so we had no clothes to get to our events. Qatar was
Let's see if he learned anything.
God.
In 2020,
So that guy said, I learned from it. Yep. I won't do that again. Now, I can appreciate that. He don't even have to be converted into Christianity. He just realized, I'm not going to do that. And see, even in my worst, there was always something that scared me about just attacking God. Even when I was like, man, I don't believe in all that stuff. I might, spar around a little bit with my beliefs, but it was never one of those, I'm going to curse God, I'm going to attack God, I'm going to attack people solely on that they just, believe in Christianity or whatever. So that's the scary part about it. I don't even do that now. I mean, there's religions I don't believe in. I believe I'm a Christian, but I do not come out and say, you know what, I'm going to aggressively start, saying this about this group of people's religion or what it is. Let them believe whatever they want, okay? But I'm not going to go and attack them. And it appears that it is almost at a point in our history where Christianity is the punching bag, where people feel that, hey, if there's one religion right now that I can openly just throw mud on, it is Christianity. You don't see a lot of them. ever doing that about Islam, because, hey, you know what happened? You can't do it about Judaism and all of that. But Christianity, for some reason, you can just become a punching bag. So now, with that being said, the last situation is scary. And this last one, unfortunately, I feel bad for these people, what happened to them.
23, Brazil held a Satan parade where they had somebody dressed up as the devil beating and torturing Jesus with a pitchfork, while hundreds of onlookers celebrated it. What occurs after is truly terrifying.
Why would you go to that? I just don't. And Brazil has a lot of Catholics down there. I just don't understand why you would go to something like this. Just how about, you don't need Satan in your life. A lot of people got Satan in their life and they don't know it. Okay. But not many people are consciously going to flirt with Satan. And you know what I'm doing? I'm going to go down to a Satan party. Yeah, you might be plagued with satanic behavior, thoughts, and all of that. But to consciously say, I'm going to a parade promoting Satan, I just don't get that. I don't get that. So I would be scared. I would be there in that audience, scared to death, like, look what they're doing. I would be so scared. Not good. Not good. Now, if I was a non-Christian, I would be scared. Something about that would make me say, I don't feel like this is right. I might not believe in Christianity, but something about this ain't right. Hey guys, check please. Thanks for the invite, but I'm going to be over here. See, and sometimes if you know the Bible, judgment can come and not just affect you. And in this case, it looked like something bad happened to the
Catastrophic
whole
rainfall
people.
slamming southeast Brazil, now killing at least 46 people. Entire roads washed away in the downpours. Nearly 800 people are left homeless, and at least 1,700 are now displaced. Officials expecting the death toll to continue rising, with more than 36 people still unaccounted for.
That one is a sad situation. And see, a lot of people say, well, that was just, happenstance, stuff like that. It was random. I don't know about that. In all of these cases, people would probably say those are just random happenings. But I don't know. Based on what the people said or were doing, that right there makes me question, was it just random? Or could it be oftentimes that God makes an example out of certain situations to show you that, yeah, I'm tolerant, I'm kind, I'm merciful, I got a lot of grace, but sometimes, and when it comes down to a large mass of people gathering in a country or something like that and promoting things and celebrating things, oftentimes the judgment can leak over and impact the whole nation. That's why I worry about the United States when it comes down to how they're handling things here and abroad. These leaders in our country don't realize their decisions can impact the whole country. Now, I'm talking from a Christian perspective. We have a lot of Christians in the United States. And I think that God has mercy and grace on the U.S. because of that. We got a lot of praying people in the United States. But when our country gets to a point where it's turned over to Satan, when the leadership start legislating certain things that you say, how could you legislate that? How could you try to force parents to allow their kids to go through this without their consent? How could you be okay with third-term abortion? How could you be okay with these things and it's being legislated from the top down? Now you run the risk of the judgment of God filtering out into the people. And you go, man, hey, look, I don't believe in this. So I really wish, as the U.S. continues to move forward in this, which my gut tells me it's going to get worse before it gets better. But I really wish that as Christians, we take this in consideration. How our leaders right now are handling things here and abroad, what they're legislating, what their policies are, and how it aligns with the Bible. And that's why I was so concerned about the last election when it came down to Trump versus Biden. And I'm thinking to myself, why would Christians go out and vote for Biden when you listen to him and you hear him saying all the stupid stuff that you know. That right there is anti-biblical. Even as a raggedy Christian, I would say, did he just say if you're 9 years old, you should be able to transition? I don't think that's found in the Bible, but yet people went out and voted for him. And it appears that the U.S. might be suffering a little bit of that wrath too, because God doesn't like ugly. Now, guess what else time it is, y'all? Another episode of Democrats Say the Dumbest Things. That's right. Pretty dumb. So now let's check out the dumbness on display. Starting with you-know-who. I just mentioned his name.
There will not be another foot of wall constructed on my administration.
Not another foot? Oh!
Okay, but yesterday it was announced that he's resuming construction of the wall. Yeah.
Yeah. You see that one? That right there is a bona fide dumb dim right there. She's committed to dumbness. Yeah, man. She's a proud dummy. She wears the badge of dumbness proudly. That's right. I'm a dumb card carrier. I've been dumb for years now. So she's shocked that Biden has backtracked on that wall. And then he comes out and says something dumb too.
It was appropriated for the border wall. I tried to get them to reappropriate, to redirect that money. They didn't. They wouldn't. And in the meantime, there's nothing under the law other than they have to use the money for what.
Now you see that crooked finger? You see that crooked booger finger he got right there? Reappropriated the line his butt off. Trying to go ahead and pull this mess off, but it's hard to really lie and sound believable when you also suffering for some problems. So right now, it's a combination of trying to understand exactly what he's saying and then also hearing him, because everything sounds like he's struggling to take a breath when he talks. So let's see. Here we go.
I can't stop that.
Do you believe the border wall works?
No.
This
Democrats say the dumbest things. Do you believe that the wall works? No. Oh my gosh. But hey, The View is just as dumb as he is, because here they go.
This much money on an ineffective measure. Right, they could use the money to help the migrants who are here already.
Biden's own DHS secretary said, with regard to this border wall.
Did you just hear the dummy? You hear the lead dummy on the show? You hear the number one dummy? That well, effectively he can use this money to hold on, man. So now we got Parakeet Nose, Joey Behart. Now we got Toucan Sand Nose, Joey Behart. Well, effectively, he can use the money to help the people that's already here. What are you talking about, Toucan? Huh? I don't understand. She got that trumpet hanging off the front of her face. Dang on it. And here she is playing that raggedy tune. So she feels that instead of building the dang on wall, you could use the money to help the people that's already here. And I was thinking how dumb that is. And I said, you know what would be smarter than that dumb statement? How about we use that money to round them up and fly them back to where they came from? That right there would be a smarter statement than that lady. See, but that person right there is a Democrat. And Democrats say the dumbest things. Let's continue.
There's an acute and immediate need to construct a physical barrier.
There is no new administration policy with respect to the border wall. Allow me to repeat that.
So DHS and the White House do not seem to be communicating on this issue and simply saying, I can't do anything. One, I'd put Biden on the mic right away. He's a real talk guy.
Oh, well, you hear this dumb dim? Here's another dumb thing to say. Why would you say, let's put Biden on the mic right now? This woman is saying and suggesting, maybe she hasn't been watching Biden lately. Maybe she hasn't been keeping up on current events. But here she is trying to tell us we should put Biden on the mic, y'all. Let's hear it from the horse's mouth. So, hey, I'm going to take this dumb suggestion and let's go ahead and see exactly what would happen if we put Biden on the mic.
Put him on the mic and say, we're not going to take questions on this, but I got to be straight with you.
Turn on the television, and there's not a whole lot about boy saves dog as he swims in the lake, you know.
He says she says.
You know, it's about, you know, somebody pushed the dog in the lake. I mean, I get it, but...
Wait a minute. Do you get it? How we get to the boy in the lake and the dog swimming and the people getting pushed into the lake? What is this? And she wants to put that man on the mic? Yes, please, continue. Shove him out there. Because that right there provides nothing but tons of and plethora of material for me. And eternal laughter. So now this guy's talking about the dogs in the lake and the rabbit and the chicken and the cow jumped over the moon. So let's continue hearing him as he needs an inhaler.
The argument we reached.
Hello? I thought the computer glitched up. I'm like, oh man, did my stuff stop working? Well, man, I'm at the I don't see the little hourglass thinking. That was a delay. That was that man. He didn't move. He just sat there, and all you can hear is a slight wheeze. That's the only way you knew he was alive. It's the only way. I would have thought the man was dead or either just frozen time. And all I hear is, and what is that? What is that noise that comes out of his nose? I don't understand that. So let's go ahead and finish making a case to put Biden on the mic, because surely he's qualified.
Was all about what comes next, but we had an agreement. We reached an agreement over the weekend. The argument we reached, I joined.
Y'all hear that? Yeah, we reached an agreement, y'all, over the weekend. And the argument that we reached. Put him on the mic, please, please. You make our case every day that this dude should have never been placed in office. Let's hear some more of him being on the microphone. Here we go.
Was Minority Leader Jeffries? Jeffries?
Jeffrey? Man, don't even know. Jefferson. So now here he is talking about Jeffers. Now, I wonder if they feel underappreciated when Biden don't know their names. You know, according to him, he knows every black Democrat's name and their friends and stuff, but he can never pronounce their names. And not just black ones. There's a whole bunch of Democrats that he claimed, this is my good friend. The person right there. It's my good friend. So here he is, Jeffers. Where you at, Jeffers? Is Jeffers in the house? Is Jeffers in the house? George Jefferson. Let's hear some more about this guy.
Jeffries, studentaid.gov/save.
At first you don't succeed. Yeah. Pick yourself up and try again. You hear him going after that landing? I crashed the first time. I'm going to go ahead and do it again. So now here we go, Joe. But that dumb lady said put him on the mic because he's clear. That's right. He'll solve it. He'll clear it all up, right? Yeah, sounds pretty clear to me. Here we go.
It wasn't for me to do anything. If he wanted to talk to me, I was available. I'm available to whomever wants to talk to me.
Oh, okay.
Not a joke.
Not a
They
joke.
had no problem with the Paycheck Protection Program. Remember that? The PPP program during the last several years, which was designed to help business owners.
Now, why does this guy look like he's staring into the sun? Talking about, you're done with PPP. Yeah, you know Joey. So now here's Joey reading off a line, but it looks like, why is this dude rocking back and forth trying to adjust his depth? Like, last time the PP, is that a P? All right, wait a minute. So Joey, the screen's like this big. I have been in the White House where I've seen the teleprompter. It's huge. You shouldn't have to be going like this, squinting like you're standing outside looking dead into the sun, but you're indoors. So let's finish hearing Joe, who's such an eloquent speaker here.
Who lost money, which is legitimate, because of the pandemic. Members of Congress got over hundreds of thousands of dollars because their businesses lost money. That wasn't a word.
Is something restricting his vocal cords? Members of Congress, come here, let me say a little whisper in your ear. Got a little something that you might want to hear. I don't know what you're saying, Joe. You sound feeble. You sound weak. You sound like a man on his way out. Jeez, oh man. And you wonder why China's acting a fool.
It was a worthy program. Let's be clear. Some of the same elected Republicans or members of Congress who were strongly opposed to giving relief to students got hundreds of thousands of dollars relief for themselves to keep their businesses open.
Not to mention, he's not even pronouncing each word, running everything together. $100,000 to Congress. A run-on sentence. And then he bounces.
Ask me, what's your advice to the next House Speaker?
He doesn't know.
That's above my pay grade.
Everything's above your pay grade. Every single thing that you're tasked to do is above your pay grade. And it's been that way before you even became the president. You've been stinking it up for like 40 years. And now on the way out the door, they ask you that question and you just freeze again. I thought the screen froze up once again. That's how long it takes that man to gather his thoughts. And then after all of that time, that's your delivery? That's your statement? Nothing just comes out above my pay grade. And got that stupid smirk on his face. And that lady said something dumb. Let's stick Joe Biden out there. He'll clear it up. Let him clear it up. Willie, do you think that man can clear anything up right now? Look. A shame. Thank you, sir.
You know, you guys are all nuts. And also our continued enhancement of stability in the Pacific area.
Why, y'all? Why did we come to this, man? How did we get here? How did we get here? Did you hear that, man? And to come to Billy and the Pacific, where the water, the water and stuff. So now, what is he talking about? The Pacific.
And to only add to the deficit. When I was saying,
I don't even know what that was. The man said something about the water. The Pacific and the water out there, in that water, where's that? And this is so embarrassing. Between sleeping, between needing an inhaler, it's unreal that they shoving this dude still out there. Why don't they tap out? Why don't they just come out and say the dude is no longer able to be the president? Well, it's because of what we're about to see in a few seconds.
We'll cut the federal debt by 1.7 trillion over that first 2 years.
Is that true?
Well, remember what we were talking about. Those 50 corporations that made $40 billion weren't paying a penny in taxes.
Weren't paying a penny.
Well, guess what? We made them pay 30%.
Oh, 30? Good.
15%.
Oh, wait. Okay. Well, okay. I guess 15 is okay.
In taxes, 15%.
Is it?
There you go. 30%. I mean, wait. No, 15. 20. A lot. Not to mention he lied about the billionaires. But guys, it gets worse. So, I already told y'all, Democrats say the dumbest things. But this takes dumb to a whole nother level.
Awkward to be in the Capitol and then run into people that you have put up a devastating meme about because you've got excellent meme game.
Gotta take the glasses off.
But then you have to see these people in the cafeteria.
Gotta take the glasses off to see who he's talking to. Let's see who he's talking about. Gotta give him my Sean Connery eye. Lovely party. Pity I wasn't invited. I wanted to be invited to this dumb party right here so I can laugh. So now look who's sitting up there about to give us some words of dumbness. Not words of encouragement, not words of wisdom, words of complete stupidity.
No, it's... You all should need to know that America is not sending their best and brightest, to Washington, D.C.
Say what?
Yes.
Now, as you hear the dummies in the audience, we ain't talking about just a dumb Democrat. Now, I don't know if the audience is clapping because they're laughing at how dumb that statement was coming out of this man's mouth, or were they agreeing with them? Because, see, if you're agreeing with them, you're a part of the dumb party. You're one of those people. So now that guy just said, man, you know what? They're not sending the brightest up to watch. Well, we need to check his work. We need to check this man's work. Okay, so let's go ahead and check his work.
America is not sending their best and brightest, to Washington, D.C.
So let's get into it, shall we?
And here we go.
Kamala D. Harris.
It's so good to be here. Hi, everyone. I love Venn diagrams. I love Venn diagrams. I love Venn diagrams. I love Venn diagrams.
Okay,
I love Venn diagrams.
Okay.
I just do the 3 circles.
Okay. Now you're starting to scare me. Now I'm getting a little concerned. It started off cute. See, you go out on the first date, you're sitting across from Chameleon Hair Stare, and she's like, did you know I love them the Venn diagrams? He's like, oh yeah, that's cool, man. Those are pretty nice. Yeah. 2 minutes later, yeah, you know, I really love Venn diagrams. Okay. You mentioned that a minute ago. Yeah, okay. What else you like? Well, did I tell you I like Venn diagrams? Now you're starting to go, okay, I might have picked a live one here. I might have picked someone special. Because is that the extent of your love? Venn diagrams, y'all. How many times you going to use this same line? And then why can't you go ahead and create your own Venn diagrams? Everybody else got to make them for her. So she loves them, but she don't like creating them.
I like to think about a lot of things in the context of a Venn diagram. I love Venn diagrams. Among the many things that I like, I love Venn diagrams. You know, the 3 circles. I have those 3 circles, right? I asked my team to do a Venn diagram of where these attacks are happening. And I asked my team to do a Venn diagram for me.
Oh man, whenever I see these idiots with these big black masks on, that's even funnier. That makes it more special. Up there looking like my boy Bane. Did I tell you that I like Venn diagrams? Let's not stand on ceremony here. Create me a Venn diagram. That's right. Not for you, but for me. The dummy. The dummy. Create a Venn diagram for the dummy. So now you hear the dummy with the mask on. Venn diagrams. I love Venn diagrams. You know what? I have my team, a Venn diagram.
If when you look at a diagram of the, just a Venn diagram in that regard. Venn diagrams, those 3 circles, right? If you look at, you know, I like Venn diagrams. Okay, so if you look, I do. I love Venn diagrams. I really love Venn diagrams.
Woo. American.
There we go. Hey, you now we got to go back and assess what he said, that dumb statement. I mean, because I'm wondering who he's talking about when he says that we're not sending our best up to Washington. Because we just got an example of the Venn diagram lady. See, we just got an example of a whole 1.5 minute montage of her talking about some stupid Venn diagrams. But hey, let's go back because he's still standing by his statement.
It's not sending their best and brightest, to Washington, D.C.
Oh, yes, but I also think that
she was more like a dummy queen on a doodle screen. I pay no mind, but what do you mean? She's a congresswoman. She's AOC. She's Bubblehead #1. Let's hear Bubble One back in the day.
what people are starting to see, at least in the occupation of Palestine, is just an increasing.
You see her with her little boots? You see her with her little boots on? Those half-cut boots? And her little, teeny bopper skirt with her half-cut boots. So now, here she is trying to school us on what was taking place over there in the occupation of Palestine and oppression of the people and all of that stuff. Let's hear from this old wise one that they sent to Washington.
Crisis of humanitarian condition. And that to me is just where I tend to come from on this issue. You use the term the occupation of Palestine. What did you mean by that?
They ain't ready for them follow-up questions. You want me to expound? Oh, God, how did I get myself into this AOC? I mean, I just wanted to be an actress. That's all I wanted to be. And then they came and plucked me out of the darn bar where I was bartending and said, hey, you want to become famous as long as you push our propaganda and become a socialist? And I said, why not? It's better than being a bartender. And now here I am on display being asked questions that she knows nothing about. Right now, she is about to give us a heavy dose of dumbness. Dang on it. We got to be careful not to overdose on this dumbness. Get ready.
I think what I meant is like the settlements that are increasing in some of these areas and places where...
Thanks for clearing that up.
Where Palestinians are experiencing difficult access to... Yeah. Now, what I love about this lady, she ain't gonna let it go. She wants to fish out all the stupidity. She wants to bring up all the dumbness. See, because the only way you can get cleared and cured of stupidity and dumbness, you got to vomit it all up. You can't leave no dumbness down.
on the bottom, on the inside, see. So AOC didn't want to vomit up all the dumbness. She's trying to hang on to a little stupidity. So this lady ain't gonna let that happen. She's like, I'm gonna follow up again. I need you to go ahead and expound upon that question, huh? Oh, you want me to keep vomiting up some more dumbness? Yes, please.
Their housing and homes. Do you think you can expand on that? Yeah, I mean, I think I'd also just, I am not the expert in geopolitics on this issue.
America.
There you go. Now, remember, this guy with this big, large head and ears, this out there dressed like a homeless man, that guy right there, is the one that just said that we're not sending our brightest to Washington. The guy who they tried to change a whole rule so he could come dressed like a bum to work, and then quickly found out the American people are associating this bum with the Democrat Party, and it looked bad on them. So what did they do? They had to throw the bum under the bus. Now you got the bum under the bus. So the bum got threw under the bus, and now they bring the bum on TV. And the bum is up here. I guess he's suggesting that all of these non-bright folks are Republicans. Now, we got some dummies on our squad, but they're not dumb like Democrat dumb. Yeah, these are dumb folks on our squad that makes decisions like what we seeing going on right now when it comes down to the speaker and stuff like that. And I'll talk about that next time when I want to get on some more serious topics. But let's finish listening to Democrats say the dumbest things.
It's not sending their best and brightest, to Washington, D.C.
Like what? Like who?
Wealthy should
like
pay their
this?
fair share.
Yes, wealthy should pay their
What
fair share.
is a fair share? What percentage?
So you're saying that you're saying that they're paying their fair share is what you're saying?
No, I'm asking what percentage is a fair share?
Their fair share, the same, if I'm paying, if a third of my money is going to taxes.
Oh, some dumbness on display. See, and this is all you got to do to most Democrats. One follow-up question. That's all you have to do. One follow-up question about their policies or their radical statements. Tell them, please expound upon that. If you got just a smidge of knowledge on a subject, you'll destroy them. Because in her mind, all the rich should pay their fair share. That's all she's thinking. She's not expecting anybody to say, well, what is the fair share? How much? Huh? How much are they paying now? What let me think. What do you think would be a good amount? That's all you got to do. Ask her one follow-up question. So now she's stuck. She's hung out to dry. Because this man had the gonads to ask her, well, what's the fair share? Huh? Oh, you want me to? Okay. I thought I was just going to get out there and grandstand and make it appear that all these rich people are just, just sitting on a pile of money like the Scrooge or something like that. So now she's forced to have to respond.
Then I think a third of their money should be going to us. Well, it does.
That's the look of dumbness. I got caught doing something dumb, saying something dumb. A third of they, well, it does. It does? She's in Washington, y'all. Did you know that? See, the guy with the big ears, the homeless man sitting on the show, he said that people aren't sending their brightest up to Washington. She's up there. Somehow this chick made it up there, and look at her sitting there with that figure like, wait a minute, hold on, let me check my dumb radar. Okay, how'd you get yourself into this dumb situation? Because I'm a dummy? I'm part of the dumb Dems? Darn it. Okay, so now let's see how I can avoid looking even dumber. Let's see, here we go. It does?
I'm trying to understand because you realize the effective tax rate on the poor is less than it is on the rich, right?
Teacher.
Okay, so first of all, I'm not the poor.
You hear that? You hear that? She trying to, now you offended me. Now she know what the man talking about. See, the rich, when it comes down to these Democrats, they have broken it up into two categories because they use this crap to divide the country. They never throw themselves in a higher tax bracket and say, yeah, tax my money. It's always the 1% should pay all of this money in taxes. Okay. And everybody else shouldn't. Everybody else should be under the same tax bracket because look, we're the poor. But see, really, she's not poor. But now she wants to bring that out. See, but she knows who he's talking about because they only have two categories, the super rich and the rest of everybody. Look at this. These poor people, look, they're paying all this money in taxes and these wealthy people aren't. So now She gonna try to go ahead and say, well, first of all, I'm not poor. We're not saying you're poor, but the point that he's trying to make is the rich are paying their fair share, and you want them to pay even more. The same lady who is spending like $70-something thousand a month on personal security while running around telling everybody we should just get rid of the police, defund the police in all of these underprivileged black neighborhoods. This woman, and then got the nerve to say, well, it's different because see, I'm important. See, I got a work to do. I got a calling on my life. Well, I guess all the rest of the folks that's dealing with the gunfire in their neighborhoods don't have a calling. Unreal. So this person right here, and she's up there in Washington. Maybe he's not talking about her.
I'm very close to that line, but I'm not the poor.
Okay, so the effective tax rate on the middle class is less than it is on the rich, correct?
Look. What? Oh, looking up, that's the telltale sign. Uh-oh. Well, you got to look up like, let me grab something out of the ether. I got to reach up and grab something, girl, because I'm getting hammered. This right here is going to be the internet's for the rest of eternity. So now here she is getting a lesson from the guy who's interviewing her. And watch this number that this dumb Dem pulls out of her butt when it comes down to how much she thinks. Now, these are people that's making decisions in Washington. Yeah. Just pull a random number.
What fair share would you like to change the tax rate to on the wealthiest, what percentage of Americans, so it's a fair share?
So let's say the wealthy 1% could pay, let's say, if they paid, let's just give them 45%.
There you go.
America.
Y'all hear that? This is how the Dems, govern. Just random stuff. Then think, all right, so let me think. Let me give, let's see, how about this? Just 45%. Where'd you get that number from? See, this is what people don't think about when it comes down to Dems say the dumbest things. See, when I sat back and I heard Joe Biden come out and say, you know what, any company that has over 100 employees, must get all their employees vaccinated. And I'm thinking, where'd you get that number from? Why over 100 employees? That's what I don't understand. I mean, you just pulled that out the butt, just woke up and said, I'm pulling this one completely out of my rectum, because that's how they govern. They don't come with any scientific data to show that this will make an impact. Just picking random, no, we're going to shut down the schools for God knows how long because we're doing stuff, and they don't rely on no data. It is all about just straight up governing off the top of the dome. So now we got this dummy back who's talking about
not sending their best and brightest, to Washington D.C. Sometimes you literally just can't believe, these people are making the decisions that are, determining the government here. It's actually scary.
It is scary. It is scary. Somebody said, you rang. I know that reference. Mysterious and kooky. So now he said, it's scary. It's scary. The people that they send into Washington, y'all, to make these decisions. You mean like this?
Is it the position of the administration that at this stage Iran was not involved? I guess my question is, how can we know that this was in the planning for over a year and within a few short days say that Iran was not behind it?
Give it to us. You hear that question? You ready for this dumb dim? This says the dumbest things. Because remember, the people going to Washington, I can't believe these people are making decisions. They're making decisions. So this is how the intel then played out in the Biden administration when it comes to Iran.
Because that's what we think. Because that's what we think.
Look at those brainiacs running. They ain't going to Washington right now. So she asked him to comment on how do we know that Iran didn't have a part playing in this months ago and they're playing all that stuff. And his response was, because that's what we think. Dems say the dumbest things. There you go. Yeah, that's how the Biden administration's intel works. What kind of intelligence you have? My gut. Your gut? Yeah. My gut tells me that maybe China had nothing to do with the virus. Do you have any data on it? No, but that's That's what I think. That's what I think. There you go. But let's go ahead and finish making an example out of the dummy who said that they're sending dummies to Washington.
America is not sending their best and brightest, to Washington, D.C. Like, sometimes you literally just can't believe, these people are making the decisions that are, determining the government here. It's actually scary.
And here we
qualifies you to be a U.S. Senator, you have 60 seconds.
Hi. Good night, everybody.
What?
What?
Even so early? This guy just said, I can't believe it. They're not sending their brightest to Washington. His opening statement was, good night, everybody. The party was over before it started. Now, that's remarkable right there. All right, welcome to the party. Good night, everybody. Oh, wait a minute. We just said welcome. We just came in. I know. Good night. That guy right there. Yeah. So let's finish. Somebody said Dumbo ears. Let's finish hearing Dumbo ears up here because he just said, I can't believe these people are in charge of making decisions in our government. They're not sending their brightest. That statement he just made didn't sound too bright.
With demanding for an easy, safe kind of their income, a path to a safe place for them to win. And I'm sitting.
Oh. Somehow, though, this man made it to Washington. He made it to Washington. Now he's sitting on a fake behind late night talk show, paid operatives channel, or show rather, and he's up here talking about that we ain't sending our brightest to Washington. And this man everybody in Pennsylvania should be embarrassed every time this dude makes an appearance, period. And see, the sad part is they want us to go ahead and overlook his obvious disability. But see, here's the thing. His disability has not compromised his wickedness, his evilness. See, when he gets a chance to say stupid, evil things, he'll say them. So even though he might have a disability, he's not exempt from criticism because, number one, they knew he had problems and they stuck him up there anyway. And want us to just accept that. All right. Number two, when he gets out there and is able to communicate certain things, the things that he supports makes me say, you're fully aware of that stupidity. Like when they asked him about third-term abortion, and this man mustered up enough brain energy to say, well, I let that, I don't put any restrictions on abortion. I'm going to leave that up to the woman and her doctor. See, that wasn't an issue of you having a problem, okay? That right there is a moral issue. That's what that is. So now I'm going to let you have it because your butt had the nerve to go on the show and say that, oh, we're not sending our brightest up there. Well, you open yourself up for criticism. So here you go. Takes one to know one.
Sitting within a chair with you right now to have this conversation to really just address the fact that I'm absolutely set to serve. The Eagles are so much better
than what?
Than the Eagles. Sometimes you literally just can't believe, these people are making the decisions that are,
You're right.
determining the government here. It's actually scary.
It is, Fetterwoman. It is frightening to know that you are up in Washington making choices for the rest of the whole country. Fetterwoman. There you go. Look at this guy. Listen to some of his choices.
Too. And some of you may know I started hanging pride flags on my office balcony in Harrisburg.
There you go.
Thank you.
Look at the dumb crowd. You see the dummies in the crowd? Yeah. What does that have to do with anything? How does that make our lives better? Huh? You up there dressed like a fool. Up there with a big old sun hat, but some pandering. You got the rainbow stuff on, the rainbow flag, right? Who is he, Captain Rainbow? This is ridiculous. So now, Fetterwoman is up there with a big behind rainbow hat, rainbow whatever around his neck. This is unreal. But, they're not sending their best up to Washington. I'm looking at one of the worst ever to go to Washington. Between him and Joe Biden, it's a tie. Then you have that second tier of all of the squad members. You got your Hank Johnsons out there. The Guam is about to tip over. You got your Federicos running around with her big old cowgirl hat on, looking like a washed up stripper, a rodeo clown. You got all kind of stupid folks in the Democrat Party, the dumb Dems. You got Mad Max running around, Peach 45, and they was down there whipping those Haitians. You got that. You got Mahalia Jackson, Sheila Jackson with that bun on the back of her head, talking about, I held one of them AR-15s and there's as heavy as 12 boxes. And that bullet that they shoot, that 50 caliber, all of that. That's the dumb Dems. And these folks are making decisions for our lives. Talking about gun legislation, and you talking about they was heavy as 12 boxes and it shoots the 50 caliber bullet. And I'm going, and you're making decisions for our lives? Hank Johnson talking about some Guam might tip over, and this man is making choices that can impact my life? And then you got Feder Woman up here.
No? Thank you. Thank you. And we should all
So they kept throwing some white people. Oh, we got some white dummies too. We got some white dummies. Yeah, see, I throw AOC in the category of white, even though she tried to act like she's Latino and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, she's dumb too. But there's a lot of white dumb Dems as well. They ain't on Nancy Pelosi. But she's an evil dumb Dem though. See, her evil counteracts her stupidity. That's the problem with her. She got a counterbalance. She's like, I'm wicked enough to fight against all of my stupidity. That's right. I use my evilness to balance it out. That's what she does. So let's continue though. Here we go.
replacing the lead pipes and ensuring that everyone has
one right here.
Clean,
He's white.
safe, clean drinking work.
Drinking work. Drink and work or drink and work? Drink and work. What kind of drinking work is I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means, but that man's making choices for your life.
Water, excuse me. We could release a third of our prisoners and not make anyone less safe. Now,
Dems say the dumbest things. A third of our prisoners and not make anyone less safe. Now that's a dumb statement than even dummies could say that's dumb. I would love to see Dumb Man right here because he might get renamed Dumb Man. Captain Stupidity. So Dumb Man, if you were to go right into a all inner city minority area and say, hey, everybody come here, gather around. I got something to say, something real dumb. Got something real dumb to drop on you. I was thinking that all these folks that you grew up around that harassed the neighborhood and was shooting and stealing and robbing and looting and stuff like that, I was thinking that we should release a third of them back into your neighborhoods. And you could have people in there that have no degree, never graduated from middle school, that would say, that's dumb. You ain't got to be a rocket scientist. You ain't got to be a genius to say you are about to release a third of prisoners and say that nobody will be affected. That might be one of the dumbest things. Now, see, understand, that wasn't a statement that came from him having a stroke. He knew exactly what he was saying. See, and yet he's up there in Washington making decisions.
I'm standing next to the president again, next to a collapsed bridge here, and he is here to commit to work with the governor and the delegation to make sure.
The delegation. Now, guys, if y'all ever see Kev standing up there next to the president of the United States with a hoodie on, if I'm dressed like this, I got problems. Yeah. I mean, you could go ahead and assume Kev done snapped, or either they caught me completely off guard. Hey, you walking down the street, you want to meet the president? Yeah, is it Trump? Because I don't want to meet creepy. I don't want to meet that guy. Oh, it's Trump? Okay, yeah, sure. I'm not dressed properly. It doesn't matter. Come on. Yeah. First thing I would do is get up there and address that. I want to let everybody know this is not something I would have wore to meet the president. But they called me from, that's what I would do. Not him. That guy shows up on the tarmac with that on. Then gets up there making a speech.
We get this fixed quick, fast as well too. This is a president that is committed to infrastructure. Yeah, and then on top of that, the jewel kind of a.
Now, y'all, we got the double Dems. We got the double dummies right there. Those two right there are the lead dummies in the party at this point. So now we got the double Ds right here. The double dummies standing on one platform. That platform is not strong enough to contain all of that dumbness right there. I'm surprised the whole thing don't just implode. Those are some heavy hitting dummies right there. Unbelievable. Somebody said, Kev, we want 3 hours. Boy, I wish I could give you 3 hours. One day I'm going to do a marathon. See just how long I can go till I fall asleep. Dang on, I'm going to let these Dems have it until I tap out. So anyway, they can't get no more crooked and dumber than this. These Dems are, Kev, the Dems is so corrupt. How corrupt are they? Oh, the Dems are so corrupt. It might still continue to rip them while I'm sleeping. Dumb damn. Oh, they just nasty Pelosi. The Jackson right there. And creepy, sleepy, slizzy, slimy, sloppy Joe. I might still keep going while I'm knocked out. So now we got all these dummies right there on the one platform.
Law of the inflation bill that is going to make sure that there's going to be bridges all across like this, all across America getting rebuilt.
What in the hell is he talking about?
You are right about that, Joe. That might be the only smart thing that I've ever heard come out of Joe's mouth. What in the heck is he talking about? In fact, that could be applied to every single Democrat. What are they talking about? And that guy started this whole thing off having the nerve to say that, well, they're not sending the brightest up to Washington, starting with you. To be able to overlook yourself in this application and to have the audience not recognize the obvious, that maybe he's talking about himself. That's like a little person getting on stage and they're starting to talk about little people as if they ain't little. You know, my problem with little people is, and I'm going, but you're a little person. And that goes across the board. You know, if you're a giant, you know, you go start talking, I'm going, maybe he's going to tie himself into this somehow because he's a little person, or you're fat, or you're skinny, or whatever you are. You got to recognize what you are first, and you got to address that. And if the audience feel you're not addressing it, then they think you're delusional. They're sitting there going, this person don't realize he's talking about himself. You at least got to make it funny. Like if I start joking about a bald head, I let y'all know that, hey, I know I got a bald head. But if I'm talking about folks with a bald head, and I never stop to address the fact that I am a bald-headed man, you're going to question my sanity. And that's what that guy just did. He got out there and said, yep, they're sending their worst up there and they're not smart. And I can't believe these people are making decisions for the country. And I'm going, you ain't never lied, John Fetterwoman. You ain't never lied. Now, God bless y'all. God bless America. Dems say the dumbest things. And it probably is going to get dumber. Because they don't recruit people for their genius, their brilliance. They don't do that. They recruit people for obedience, and they don't mind if you're dumb. See, that takes second, third, fourth, fifth place. They're saying, yo, long as you get in there and vote the way we want you to vote, you can get up there like John Fetterman, dress like John Fetterman, get up there, can't hold a sentence. You know, you could be Joe Biden. Long as you're obedient, that's okay. You know, the qualifications isn't how productive you are, how smart you are, what's your accomplishments. It is, are you corrupt enough to vote for anything we want to push? And are you okay with race baiting and identity politics and Marxist conflict theory? If you're okay with all that stuff, you're good. You're good. And if you're a black or minority Democrat that we allow to come into the party, are you okay with keeping your people in check? Are you okay with allowing us to use you as the face for your folks to keep them voting for us? Okay, because I don't want you freely thinking. I don't want that. And every time you get to a mic, you better talk about how oppressed your people are. Keep them focused on their oppression and not our raggedy policies. But not on this channel, because I'm going to expose the Dems say the dumbest things. Now, thanks for watching the show. Hit that number right there and text MAGA to it. 330-974-4607. Text MAGA to that so I can keep you informed on what's going on with the channel. Don't forget, I started my fundraiser the next 30 days. Gonna start it today. So if you get a chance and you got it on you, help out, somehow, if you will. But you can also help out in so many other ways by just simply sharing my videos, following my channel. Check out those other 2 short clips that I uploaded. That for some reason, y'all, I can't crack 1,000. On one of them, I just cracked 1,000. Oh, and I forgot to tell y'all this one. Y'all ready for this excuse? See, I set the little girl up, the girl that was chatting. You know how it is. YouTube does not censor. YouTube is not, and I'm going, okay, I'm going to set you up. See, you're not dealing with a peanut head on the other side of this keyboard. So I subscribed one of my friends, my friend Clinton, his daughter. I subscribed her 2 weeks ago. Now, when you are a content provider, you have a back office to where you can see new subscribers. And I'm looking and I'm seeing in the last, 2 or 3 weeks, maybe 12 new subscribers. But yet I lost 150. Lost 150, but gained 12. Gained 12, But in that 12, I couldn't find my friend's daughter. Now, they tell me, I asked the leading question. She should have known it. Maybe she's a dumb dim. But when you ask a leading question, hey, do you all show new subscribers in the back office? Yes. Okay. How long does it take for them to show up? Oh, well, yes, sometimes you have to wait 24 to 48 hours. Good. I'm glad you said that. Because, see, I waited 2 weeks. 2 weeks. And I'm still yet to find that person showing up in my new subscribers. What do you say to that? Oh, don't focus just on one person. That was her excuse. I mean, you can't just sum it all. I said, but you said everyone. Every new subscriber shows up, and I don't see that new subscriber. Not to mention, somebody said new subscriber. Me, James, I'm going to look for you too. Me, James, tell me how long ago you subscribed. Please do that. So I can go back and check that date and see exactly if they recorded you subscribing. But nonetheless, that's what she told me. Don't focus just on one person. I said, I didn't. I've been doing this for a while. I've been subscribing people personally and then waiting and going in to find them, and they're not there. So where's everybody? Nobody showed up. They got the invite and they showed up. It's unbelievable. But yet she ends up tapping out. Oh, I don't know what to tell you. Everything's running fine on our end. I said, forget it. That's it. That's all I need to know from you. Yeah. I've taken you as far as you can go. And it just burns me up, man. It burns me up. I know they got subscribers in a big fat queue. I know it. I know they got them all just hidden in a big fat queue. And if they was ever take their finger off that button, it'll probably go. So until that happens, I need you guys to continue to support the channel while I'm going through all of this crap. And one way you can do that is through my fundraiser. And other ways, just watching videos, showing, spreading the word and all that good stuff. All right. Don't forget, these are converted into podcasts. And you can listen to them on your platform you want. And subscribe to my alternative channel if you haven't already, which is Stop and Think About It. And then what is the last thing? Oh, Rumble. Follow me on Rumble. Okay. All right. Somebody said, I'm always shocked that you are still at 186. And so am I. I've been at 186,000 subscribers for 3 years. And they're sitting here, look, just subscribed. So you just subbed, Queen B? I'm going to find you, man. I'm going to find you, Queen B. I'm going to look for you, Queen B. Yeah. See, Queen B reminds me of Little Kim when she first came out. With the blood cake. Oh, okay. Kimmy, you just subscribed. Thank you. Y'all are helping a brother out. See, now I get to go back. Next live show, I'm going to tell you if I found you guys or not. Oh, yeah. Oh, y'all are helping me out, yeah. Because, see, I'm going to go ahead and then go right back to those people like, all right, now we got Queen B. Where is she? I don't see her. Kimmy? Where? I don't see him. I don't see him. Oh, I thought because they unsubscribed. I'm pretty sure they unsubscribed, right? Unbelievable. So make sure you're still subscribed, okay? And we'll talk to y'all next time in Kevin's Corner. Somebody said, I donated to your PayPal. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate all of that stuff. Because I work hard for my money. So hard for my money. Not me. Yeah. Get our clothes up, down, round your throats. I know you see the apes. I know you see the way we tear up the place. Yeah. See y'all next time in Kevin's Corner. Take care.